lady and gents, this is part 6 of The Glory of Hercales doo-doo. So the last part I got my statue trainers, and look at that, the guard's asleep. So if you didn't rescue the statue lady, that guard would not be asleep, and he'll probably be, actually he will be asleep for the rest of the game. So this place is actually very important. So if you talk to this nice little gentleman here, I'm keeping the silk rings for the gods. Someday I shall give them to someone worthy of seeing heaven. I wonder if that person will ever come. So you'll begin the silk rings later on with a twist. So this part coming up is important. And by the way, I did level up her and as well as the people. Next part, of course, you got the harder enemies. So the blue guy heals, and the spirits can be a little bit tricky to fight because they can do a lot of status elements to your party, including sleep, so you have to be careful. But they do give a lot of experience if you're able to get them. So Pago, as you notice, does multi-damage to groups and does 30 damage. So spirits doesn't really have much experience. Actually, they don't give a lot of experience. They don't have actually much hit points, I should say. So the next town I'm going to actually has some decent upgrades with a little catch to it. And my party just learned some spells. So take it away, game. So this is actually a new village, and it's also very important as well. So this is Laos. And it's deep within the west corner of the continent. Now this part is, it's not, I can say it's a glitch, but you can get some good items at cheap prices. Now the guy there mentions that he's doing this business. He does have a son, but not now. So what happened here basically is that the dogs in the village have been kidnapped. Locked in a tree of Tennis. We need the tree key to free them. It's in the Tower of Darkness, north of Loran. So yeah, that would not be our next destination. We actually have to go south to free the dogs, which actually the dogs will be the dog sleighs. Will take us to the tower, which we need. It's no ordinary tree. Yep, because there are enemies in there. Luckily, there's no boss. A while ago, the zoo was hidden in the ice tower. Our village's bravest warriors, Hercales, will be coming back with it before too long. Have patience. And there he is. And he go, can't do it. Oh, that hurts. Oh, they were too strong for me. I couldn't take it. Oh, everything is blurry. Oh. So in a nutshell, he failed. And if we come back here later, he'll be in bed. So that looks, the character looks like a Dragon Quest 2 or 3 reject. Alright, so the information I got from this particular part, there's actually some decent upgrades, and actually at half the cost, or a fraction of the cost. So this is actually the kid from the guy I just mentioned. They say he's making good business. So I'll see all of those expensive prices, and actually there's some really neat upgrades. Fun fact, you'll find out later that the kid is actually losing, yeah, quote that to me, losing money on it, and there's a reason. Now you'll see there, I'll just bring up here again, Umbo Low Armory, yes. Would you care to take a look at some of my wares? So I'll see the symbols, the silver arrow, 1500. If you buy that, it only costs 590. So take away all the zeros in that, so you're only paying a spear for 190, copper 880, stone for 380 instead of 300. So that is actually not a glitch. That is actually supposed to happen in the game here. And considering I only got like 10,000 gold, you think it might be a lot, but that actually won't even cover how much it will cost me to equip all my characters. And you notice too, I'm also I'm also getting the linen and suede items first time for my characters. I believe all of them equipped linen and suede, except the suede cannot be equipped with Centaur. I'm not quite sure. Doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention as well, the Minos axe that I picked up in the last part against the boss. It's actually powerful, but it actually, you lose all your, pretty much a good chunk of your agility. So I don't really want my fighter, or at least the first one, go last. It's not really a good thing, especially you want to kill enemies ASAP, at least for this junction. I will hold on to it for now. I might sell it a little later because it's actually worth quite a bit. Now, the spear, it might be cheap, but the silver crossbow is actually the best one, and I feel that's in my book. The silk is good for the caster or the statue because she has no armor whatsoever. But I will get something better later on for her. Better gloves, things called lead gloves. It's actually the best armor for gloves, likewise, and because she lacks any armor whatsoever at this point in the game, she can use all the armor she gets because usually enemies at this point in time will one-shot her or two-shot her. And you actually don't want that, especially when enemies get to attacks. Let's see, stone is your shield, and only the fire equipped the shield. The centaur cannot equip that particular shield, probably because maybe it's too heavy. They can both equip the copper. Yeah, I believe that's it. So that's my levels right now. My fighter is 17, my centaur is 15, and my caster is level 6, which is not bad considering she does have some, likewise, good stats for a caster when you first get her. As you see there, the centaur cannot equip the stone shield. Again, it's probably too heavy. So this particular enemy, these particular goats, they're the ones that can actually destroy equipment. And if you try to run away from them, they might get a chance to kill you. It happened to me a lot of times after actually not recorded. And they give so-so XP at this point here. So I actually made a mistake at the beginning. So you notice there that if you walk on the snow, you lose a lot of... Yeah, I'm going to have to load stay this. There's no way I can get this unscathed without losing any equipment. The Chaos spell actually puts you asleep. Not put sleep, but actually put enemies to sleep. That could actually break the game. So, as you notice there, because my use armor sucks, they pretty much one-shotter. So I load stated. I mentioned before I made a mistake. I mentioned before that I'm supposed to go south first to go to a tree, but not just yet. This particular part is actually quite long. What I have to do is go back to the bridge where I crossed before in the beginning of this part. Then I have to go up, then go through a cave, then through a tower. So I have to conserve as much magic because there's no way to get your magic back in this game without resting. I mean, there's no items that I know of that actually will get your magic back. So conserve as much as you can and try not to run away as much because you need all the experience you can get just to save time anyway. So a lot of wizards at this point in time here, they like to heal, and they like to throw multi-attack spells against your party. You can get a depth not self spell, but silence them. But I never use it anyway because they actually don't have that much hit points. The Hercales actually has quite a few hit points. So what I'll do is I'll keep the video going before I reach the cave, and the next part we'll do just the cave and the tower. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video right here. I'll stop before end of the cave because the cave can be right long. So I think this is what I see you for. I'll see you next time.